And good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's matchup here on KLKS and YourLiveEvent.com. I am Devin Kruger, and we welcome you to the Station 371 pregame show for high school girls basketball tonight. The Pine River-Backus Tigers are taking on one of their arch rivals in the Northland Conference, the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Devin Kruger here with you tonight. For those watching on YourLiveEvent.com, well, you should have that video camera on here shortly. For those tuning into KLKS, welcome. If you're looking to continue on with the Mark Levin Show, you can do so at 3WI AM 1270 FM 96.3. That's 3WI AM 1270 FM 96.3. We welcome you to Pine River-Backus High School here tonight as we take a look at what's happening for this pregame show. Brought to you by Station 371, a restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 right on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, and is the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. That's Station 371 in Pine River. As always, here on the pregame show, we'll take you through the two teams, their comparison coming into tonight's matchup. We have both head coaches that'll join us on the pregame show, get you the starting lineups all leading up to the tip-off, which is scheduled for about 20 minutes from right now. The JV game went right down to the wire. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley rallied in the second half. They were only down a few, but they still rallied, and they scored a win, 31-28. We are expecting and hoping for a very exciting varsity matchup, but two teams on a little bit different sides of the conference coming in. It's a conference matchup. It's a section matchup. It should be exciting. Don't go anywhere. We are back with more on the Station 371 pregame show right after this here on KLKS Talk 100 and on YourLiveEvent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Hannikin Insurance looks forward to seeing you at their new Pine River office location in the former U.S. Bank building on Highway 371 next to the Holiday Station, with offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannikinInsurance.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour. Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division carries a wide variety of products, from bagged feeds to livestock equipment, bulk custom feeds, and they can assist you with all your farm and ranch needs with on-farm analysis for ration balancing, problem solving, and feed mixing. Lakes Community Co-op can help your bottom line with controlled feed costs and maximum production. For more information on the Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Devin Kruger here with you as we are at the Station 371 pregame show. Let's take a look at our team comparison coming into tonight's matchup. The Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves coming off back-to-back years heading to the state tournament. They graduated a lot of seniors. They're in a bit of what you'd call the transition year. They are 3-7 overall, 2-2 in Northland Conference action. They are 1-2 in Section 5A games. Again, both these teams in 5A's West subsection. The Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves, 46.6 points per game. They're allowing 53.9. Coming in, they have just 2 seniors on this year's roster after graduating a senior class that had all 5 starters and only one player returning with experience. We'll talk a little bit about that with head coach Jeremy D. Giovanni for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Jeremy is the AD. He is also in his first year, replacing longtime legend head coach Jim Lean. I remember talking to him a few times. Certainly an iconic figure for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. I know he is very, very missed in their communities. For the Wolves, again, so they're coming in and they are trying to work through a young squad and get themselves, built up as the season goes on. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, they're receiving votes in the latest Class A Minnesota Basketball News poll. They are coming in undefeated. They are 9-0 on the season, 4-0 in Northland Conference games. They are 3-0 in games against Section 5A opponents. For the Tigers, they are the opposite. In fact, they had really what Walker-Hackensack-Akeley had last year, which was a team full of seniors, and not only that, but experienced seniors. The Tigers, with a starting lineup that even includes a couple of sophomores, pretty much everybody has at least 2 years of experience on the varsity basketball floor, and it's showing here early in the season at the 9-0 record. They're coming off a win on Tuesday at Pillager, 66-39. The Tigers are averaging 75 points per game, and they're allowing just under 49 per contest. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, by the way, coming off a loss on Tuesday at Nevis, 54-47. Looking at the series for these two teams, no surprise with back-to-back state tournament trips and the loaded Wolves team that they had. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley has won 4 in a row against the Tigers. They swept the Tigers last year 75-44 and 72-62. The Wolves have won 5 out of the last 6. The two teams split their meetings in the 2022-2023 season. Last year, the Wolves are 27-5. They are they were the Class A consolation champs. Pine River-Backus was 16-12 last year, so PRB looks to be well on the way to surpassing that 16-win total from last year. One thing I forgot to ask Coach D. Giovanni about was the fact that if it looked, of course, I have the record right, so I know this is right. This is the last game in a 7-game road trip for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. So think about that. This is game number 11, and it's the last one of a 7-game road trip. I certainly hope for the Wolves that they have a nice homestand coming up as the season goes on. That's how the teams compare coming into tonight's matchup. 3-7 Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, 9-0 Pine River-Backus. Up next, we'll hear from our coaches. Up first, Jeremy D. Giovanni, head coach of the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves, and then a chat with Tucker Sheely, head coach for the PRB Tigers. We've got more coming up right after this. It's the Station 371 pregame show on KOKS Talk 100 and on yourliveevent.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer and I work at Marvin. The highlight of my day would be working with my crew. I love managing. I enjoy interacting with people and making their job easier. We always tackle every problem head on and we work as a team. It's nice going to work and, feeling valued for what you do and just getting to know everyone, and you just make friends here. If you're looking for career development opportunities, competitive pay, come join me at Marvin.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Online at HennekenInsurance.com.
We are back on our Station 371 pregame show for girls. We are back with you on our Station 371 pregame show, Girls Hoops tonight, and joining us right now is first-year head coach for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves, Jeremy Giovanni. Coach, of course, I've gotten to talk to you a few times as AD over the past few years. Now we get to chat with you being the head coach of the girls program. Really excited for this one tonight. Thank you for a few minutes.
Yeah, anytime. I'm glad you guys cover the sports the way you do. It's great that our high school kids get media attention, so thank you for doing it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. 3-7 coming in, obviously back-to-back years at state, and we knew that there was going to be a transition. A lot of seniors left last year. You come in as the first-year head coach. Through 10 games, Jeremy, just how would you summarize the season to this point?
You know, we knew that we'd have some challenges just with a very young, inexperienced team, bringing back one varsity player with experience. So we knew that there'd be some ups and downs, some inconsistencies, times we play really, really well, and then some other times where we weren't playing so well. And through the first part of the season, that's shown to be true. We showed some flashes of really, really good things, and then we've had some times where we've just gotten ourselves in trouble. A lot of it's our own doing at times, but our girls have been really resilient. They've worked hard, and they want to get better.
When you bring up the point of sometimes we play really well, and we do hear that a lot with young teams, when this team is clicking, Jeremy, and with what you wanted to bring to the program, what do we see on the floor?
Grit and toughness on both ends of the floor, and especially defensively where we're locking people down, we're making it tough for people to score, not giving up second chance points. On offense, we're taking care of the ball, trying to get the best shots we can, being efficient that way. Playing, being able to control the tempo, not playing too fast and getting out of control, but not being too slow at times either.
Let's flip the coin on that. For the things that you do as you're building this young team, and obviously you're kind of nearing that halfway point of the season, what are the biggest things, Jeremy, you want to see improvement on?
Taking care of the ball, first and foremost. And that was our goal coming in over the summer. We're trying to find who that right person or people is going to be that will be the ones that want the ball in their hands at key moments and are confident running an offense. So that's been our biggest hang-up so far, is just limiting turnovers and not giving the opponent free possessions and run-out transition layups, things like that. When we've taken care of the ball, we've been pretty good. On the flip side, on defense, we changed a few things from what we've done in the past, just minor things, but we're still playing a lot of man-to-man. We're just guarding things a little bit differently. But when we do the things the right way, the way that we're trying to teach them, we've been able to hold teams down a little bit, and that helps us offensively too.
Taking on this Pine River-Backus team tonight, this is, of course, round one for the Northland Conference play. You and I were talking before the interview, and you said they're in a similar situation that the Wolves were last year. They have a lot of experience. Even their young starters have a lot of experience. So the game plan for the Wolves tonight, how do you try to make sure that things don't get out of hand early? What do you have to tell your girls to make sure they have the confidence coming here and challenge this team?
Yeah, well, the first one is, no live ball turnovers. Tucker's been here a long time. He does a great job coaching these girls. They've got a system in place. They get after it on defense, especially full court. They thrive off of turnovers and transition offense, and so our job is to try to take those things away, and if we can do that, it'll be a good competitive game. If we don't take care of the ball, it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
Should be a fun one, Coach. Obviously, it's a great rivalry on top of everything else, so we're excited to be here. We appreciate the time, Jeremy. Good luck to you and the Wolves tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jeremy DiGiovanni, head coach for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves, join us as we break. More pregame coming right up after this on KLKS Talk 100 and YourLiveEvent.com.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 43 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. And online at schruppexcavating.com.
On our Station 371 a pregame show for girls basketball, and now join us head coach of the Pine River-Backus Tigers, Tucker Sheely, coming in 9-0. My first look at the Tiger ladies. I'm really excited to be here for this one, Coach, with the rivals, the rival Wolves in town. Thanks as always for a few minutes to chat some Tigers ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Take us through, for my sake, since I haven't talked to you a ton yet this season, the 9-0 start. I think you and I talked on the coaches show that a great start to the season and a strong season was expected for the Tigers, but what has really stood out to you for the 9-0 start?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing as far as, the starts of the season is just, our senior leadership. We got these 4 seniors that have kind of anchored us and starting this last summer, and it's kind of carried over into this season, so we were able to start kind of ahead of the game here, as the season started, and that's probably been kind of one of the biggest reasons why we're sitting where we're at.
When you factor in the experience, when it comes to the things that you've worked on with these ladies for the past couple of years, a lot of these players played as sophomores, that your sophomore starters played as 8th graders. Have you added much to the repertoire so that you can be able to make even more shifts with this group as gameplay dictates?
For sure, yeah. No, we've definitely added to kind of our base system, here as the years have gone on, the last 2 for sure. And, over the summer we added a few more sets. And I think, the other, luxury is when they get a little bit older, they have a little higher basketball IQ. And so I've got a few girls playing multiple spots. And I think things where, maybe 2 years ago they were more one-dimensional, now they can be a little bit more multifaceted. So I think that's been a big change from, last 2 years to now.
Your last game on Tuesday at Pillager, fairly close in the first half. You were able to pull away in the second half with a AA school like Pillager that certainly has some talented ladies. What were the keys to that game and being able to kind of start putting it out of reach as the game went on?
Yeah, definitely some maturity in that second half. We defensively, we try to pressure, teams and try to create some offense off of that. That's always been kind of one of our main strategies, and I guess they've become more consistent at that. And so I think Pillager struggled to get into their offense, like they would have wanted to, and that led to baskets for us. But we also we're hard to defend because we have so many offensive weapons, and so I think that makes us tricky to scout and tricky to defend, just because we have all 5 girls that are on the floor are capable of going in double digits every night. And so it's obviously been a fun start to the season here, but looking forward to a tough one here tonight. I think anytime you play a rival team like this, anything can happen, and so we need to be prepared. And I feel good about where the girls are, but obviously we'll see what happens.
Well, and let's talk about that fact, because Walker-Hackensack-Akeley is down, and they're in that transition year after a couple of state runs and a senior-loaded team last year. Do you discuss with your team the importance of getting out early and not letting a underdog team hang around?
For sure. I mean, to start this year, it's just been one game at a time, so we don't try to look ahead, and it's obviously, they're all aware of, what our records are going in and what teams have beat who and all that. But, when it comes down to it, game time, you have to execute what we've been working on, and we're our own worst enemy at times, and so we need to make sure that we, start the games fast and, see if we can't obviously maintain.
One thing that I certainly noticed, and again, not too surprising, is you look at your roster and it's fairly short for that varsity experience. And even with these girls that have played a ton of basketball, what have you been doing to work on depth for this team and put your team into some good situations where you can test that depth and improve some girls that might be needed as the season goes on?
For sure. I mean, I think that's a challenge for a lot of teams, in 1A basketball. And I think, I definitely have been trying to fit girls in when we can, as far as, in the right situations. And, obviously looking to, watch our JV continue to develop. But, I've had a pretty, 7-girl rotation, pretty, tight rotation here these first, 9-10 games here. And so we'll look to see if we can expand that, but obviously want to put girls in position to succeed.
Coach, excited. Yeah, again, it's a good rivalry matchup, obviously, for the Tigers. You guys want to keep this momentum rolling, see if you can make it 10 straight to start the season. Good luck, Coach. We're always here to, thrilled to be here, and I'm excited for this one tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Tucker Sheely, head coach for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, join us as we break. More pregame coming right up here on KLKS Talk 100, rjbroadcasting.com, and yourliveevent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Back with you on the Station 371 pregame show. Here are your starting lineups. First, for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves, 3-7 overall, 2-2 in the conference. For first-year head coach and Pine River-Backus graduate, Jeremy DiGiovanni. The Wolves will start a sophomore guard, Elena Freeman. A sophomore guard, Claire Arnold. A junior guard, Elizabeth Cairns. A sophomore forward, Emily Freeman. And senior forward, McKenna Olschlager. That's 1 senior, 1 junior, 3 sophomores for the Wolves. Elena Freeman, Arnold, Cairns, Emily Freeman, and Olschlager. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, Tucker Sheely in his 6th year. The Tigers 9-0 on the season, 4-0 in the Northland. They'll start sophomore Leah Eveland, senior Kaylee Johnson, sophomore Ella Brewer, senior Sawyer Tulinchek, and senior Mimi Bukers. That's 3 seniors, 2 sophomores for the Tigers. Eveland, Johnson, Brewer, Tulinchek, and Bukers. Pine River-Backus in the black uniforms tonight. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves in the white, and the opening tip is controlled by the Pine River-Backus Tigers. A little scramble off the tip. Kaylee Johnson will run the point. She'll give it to Evelyn. Man-to-man defense, person-to-person defense, if you will, for the WHA Wolves. High pressure as Evelyn goes to the right side on the wing to Tulinchek. Tulinchek and Bukers both eclipsing 1,000 points in their career in the same game. Here's a give and go, and the pass a little too much zip as it goes off the hand of Ella Brewer, and the Wolves force a turnover on the opening possession. PRB going to my left, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley going left to right as I'm perched atop the floor as usual here in Pine River-Backus High School. Across the timeline is Elizabeth Cairns. Gets around Evelyn, kicks it over to the right side. Tigers in person-to-person defense, actually a bit of, I was going to say it looked like it might have been a matchup zone. Now a pass tipped up in the air by Bukers, and it's taken away by Johnson, and then she's going to be bumped and fouled by Emily Freeman. So both teams turn it over on the opening possession. Johnson credited with the steal. Coach Tucker Sheely saying they go about 7 deep, 2-2-1 full court press. Eveland over to Bukers. Bukers looking underneath, pass was tipped. Good job by Brewer to come and retrieve it. Brewer on the right side, long skip down to Tulinchek. Bukers at the free throw line, puts it on the deck, kicks it back out. Brewer from way beyond the arc, off the front iron, and a good block out and rebound by Olschlager. That could be crucial in the game for the Wolves, is see if they can keep the Tigers one and done. We're a minute 10 into the contest. We have no score. Devin Kruger here with you. Olschlager lobs it up top to Elena Freeman. Elena has it knocked away. Yeah, I thought there was a bit of contact there, and there was. Foul going to be called here on Sawyer Tulinchek. Veteran officiating crew here tonight for this Northland Conference matchup. The rematch is scheduled for February 13th up in Walker. Inbounds to Arnold. Doesn't pull the trigger. Tries to go inside to Olschlager. It's tipped away, taken away by Brewer. Brewer right down the middle of the lane. Veers left. Shot off the glass. No offensive rebound. Johnson can't finish the putback, and the Wolves rebound. Elena Freeman will bounce it to Arnold. Slow going in the first minute and a half as we are scoreless. Good crowd on hand as you'd expect with these two rivals. Olschlager at the top, being carefully watched by Buchers. Over to the right side to Arnold. Drives baseline, tried to scoop it, goes all the way through to the left side. Now they try to drop it down, and there's another steal by Brewer. Brewer with a couple of steals, looking ahead to Tulenchik, and this one is going to be out of bounds. They will say last touched by Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, and the Tigers get a bit of a break. Both these teams, boys basketball teams, off tonight, which helps the crowd a little bit. Kaylee Johnson to Evelyn. Quick three, left side wing, high arcer off the front. And Walker-Hackensack-Akeley rebounds again. Still no score over 2 minutes in. Arnold between the circles. Kicks it left side, Olschlager trying to find Emily Freeman. Gives it to her at the high post. She mishandles. Looks, spins, goes up against Brewer. Underhand shot, no, but contact. And Emily Freeman will head to the free throw line for a pair as Brewer picks up a foul early in this one. 15:38 on the clock. We are still looking for our first points. Emily Freeman, free throw up, free throw good, and the Wolves will strike first. Girls basketball tonight on KLKS for Pine River-Backus, brought to you in part by Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River, Trustworthy Components in Pine River, Laco Heating and Air of Pine River, Plumbing Etc. of Pine River, and Barnum's Pine River Napa. Second free throw is off the mark. Pine River-Backus rebounds there in the front court now. Eveland at the top near the Tigers logo. Sawyer Tulenchik, screen from Buchers, give and go. The drop down pass, Buchers right side, too strong on the shot, and the Tigers really struggling from the floor here in the early going. Both teams with 2 turnovers. Kaylee Johnson looking to almost stripped it clean out of Arnold. Olschlager into Emily Freeman again, and they're going to get a travel on Emily Freeman. Turnover on Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Coach DiGiovanni said that they will have some youthful mistakes. Both teams definitely with an intense start. Evelyn, nice pass down to Tulenchik. She's too strong with the shot. And the Wolves doing a great job of keeping the offensive rebounds at a minimum. Tulenchik nearly gets a steal. Arnold gives it to Elena Freeman, and we're going to get a timeout. The Wolves were 1 second away from a 10-second backcourt violation. The pressure of Pine River-Backus causes Coach DiGiovanni to take an early timeout. We'll break as well. 14:52 to go here in our first half. It is 1-0 Walker-Hackensack-Akeley here on KLKS and yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Devin Kruger back with you. Pine River-Backus trying to tear the lid off the rim. 1-0 Walker-Hackensack-Akeley over 3 minutes into the contest, and there is an unforced turnover as Claire Arnold was spinning away from pressure and just lost the ball out of bounds, and a gift of a turnover to Pine River-Backus. Kaylee Johnson into Brewer. Dribbles in the right side, down in the corner, back up to Johnson. Johnson looking, puts it on the deck under heavy pressure. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley very in your face. Sawyer Tulenchik blows by Olschlager, cannot finish the shot, gets her own rebound. Second chance, Brewer with the drive. Brewer double pumped, and are we going to get the travel or are we going to get the foul? One said travel, one said foul. The travel will be the call. Brewer trying to make something happen and just picked up that dribble a little too quick as the help defense was coming. So the Tigers hand it back. Tigers also in a 2-2-1. Coach DiGiovanni had said, here's almost a steal. Boy, Kaylee Johnson jumped a pass, but had to go off her kneecap out of bounds. Wolves will keep possession, but Coach DiGiovanni talked about how he and Tucker Shealy, both Pine River-Backus graduates, both learned under the great tutelage of one Randy Schwegel, who was AD and girls basketball coach when I started here. Here's Olschlager, and that'll be a double dribble. Olschlager was trying to set up a post move, and both coaches fairly frustrated on the slow start. Still 1-0 Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. We have 14-15 left in this first half. Offense at a premium. Tigers just have missed shots. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley turning the ball over. Here's Brewer. A baseline drive goes reverse side. Cannot hit. She caught Olschlager. Olschlager is hunched over. Offensive rebound. No. Tulenchik out to Eveland. Eveland for three. And the Tigers are finally on the board. Kick out pass to Leah Eveland. It's 3-1 Pine River-Backus. After a couple of offensive rebounds. High pass to Emily Freeman. And boy, I thought that might have been a turnover. Almost carried the ball. Elena Freeman to the right side. Here is a shot from Cairns. Right side off the side of the backboard. Here comes Ella Brewer. It's a 2-on-2. Brewer slows up, hands it off to Tulenchik. She'll go up top to Eveland. Eveland over to Johnson. Thankfully, Olschlager is still on the floor. She's a little hobbled. Johnson drives and kicks. Tulenchik from 15 buried it. And the Tigers are hoping that that is what they needed to get this offense started. 9-0 Tigers. Averaging 75 a game, did not score until over 4 minutes were gone. There was a kick on a pass inside. Kaylee Johnson got a foot on it. Subs coming in for the first time for Pine River-Backus junior. Margaret Crimmins will enter. She will replace Mimi Buchers. For Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, they will bring in 8th graded guard Addison Lissick and sophomore guard Emma Landerville. Wolves inbound. Boy, and Lissick had an open three if she wanted it. Wolves working around to the right side. Cairns down inside Emily Freeman and almost traveled. Kicks it out. Here's Lissick, the 8th grader, and the 8th grade lefty buries the mid-range jumper. That's awfully good. 8th grader coming in right off the bench. Boom. Hit a big shot. Tulenchik inside. Brewer underneath, and Brewer with the finish as the Tigers have scored on 3 straight possessions. 7-3, Pine River-Backus. Fast-paced first half. Just not a whole lot of points on the board yet. Here's Arnold, double teamed, and we have a whistle. I think we have a jump ball. We do. Brewer tied her up. Wolves will keep it. Olschlager coming right back in for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Devin Kruger here with you. Plenty of girls basketball tonight. Aiken at Bram. Bram is Pine River-Backus' next opponent. Bram is also receiving votes in Class A girls hoops from Minnesota Basketball News. Tigers in a zone defense. They go to the high post. Here's a shot. Landerville. This one off to the left side. And the rebound going to be knocked out of bounds. Lissick knocked it out of the hands of Margaret Crimmins. Pine River-Backus basketball. Wolves will come out with that full court press. Johnson surveys. Bounces. Good spacing by the Tigers against the press. Again, that experience. And here's Brewer. Pass tipped to Tulenchik. Tulenchik can't finish. Got her own rebound. She's on her knees. Hands it off to Crimmins. Now the ball's loose on the floor. We have a scramble. We have a jump ball. Pine River-Backus will keep it. Always seems to get more jump balls in girls basketball, and I never figured out exactly why. 7-3 Tigers, almost 6 minutes off the clock here in half number 1. Evelyn lobs it up. Brewer, middle of the lane. Can't get the roll. Rebound battled. Knocked out of bounds. Pine River-Backus basketball. And PRB, the first couple minutes, Pine River-Backus was struggling from the floor, but Walker-Hackensack-Akeley was doing a nice job preventing offensive rebounds. Not so much now. The Tigers have 6. Here's Ella Brewer. 3 on the right side. She hits. Evelyn on the assist. Brewer has 5, and it's a 10-3 lead for the home team of Pine River-Backus. Emily Freeman waits just enough for Arnold to cross the half-court stripe. Tigers really aggressive at the trap, and we're going to have a foul. Brewer and Tulenchik were double-teaming Arnold, and one of them is going to sit down with 2 fouls. It's going to be Sawyer Tulenchik. Buchers back in for the Tigers. Ariana Burns checks in for PRB. Tulenchik and Johnson will take a rest. Emily Freeman inbounds to Arnold. Arnold, one of the 3 sophomore starters for the Wolves, goes to the 8th grader Lissick. Up top, and there's Crimmins with a steal. Crimmins jumped the route, and then she got it knocked away from behind, but still, Pine River-Backus will keep it. 6 turnovers on the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves here in this first half. Elena Freeman back in for the Wolves. She will replace Claire Arnold. Evelyn will lob it into Buchers. Thought about the quick 3, gives it up top to Brewer. Brewer working the right side. Tigers are trying to get down in the post. Evelyn with a drive, puts up the off-balance shot, and the floater drops for Evelyn. I don't know if that one looked a lot harder than it was or was a lot harder than it looked, but it dropped in, and the Tigers are up 12-9. Elena Freeman, and just ahead of the 10 seconds, WHA gets it across. Elena Freeman over to Lissick. Lissick looking inside, goes high post to Olschlager, turns, faces, shoots, scores. Nice shot there at the free throw line by McKenna Olschlager. Arnold will get the assist. It's 12-5. That snaps a little 7-0 spurt for the PRB Tigers. Leah Evelyn will walk it up the floor. Goes to Brewer on the right side wing. Brewer crosses over Elena Freeman. High post to Crimmins. Back out to Brewer. Good hard-working defensive guards this Wolves team has. Here's Buchers with a turn and a spin and a foul called on Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Foul is going to be on Lissick, her first, team second. Mimi Bucher is looking for her first points tonight. The senior at the free throw line for 2. First one, back iron unkind. Tulenchik and Johnson coming back in. Eveland and Brewer will sit for PRB. Tomorrow on KLKS Talk 100, we'll have a basketball doubleheader from the Granite Ridge Conference and a big one. Albany at Pequot Lakes has the second free throw miss. Johnson an offensive rebound. Another extra possession, and now we're going to have a turnover. Tulenchik's pass was tipped up in the air by Olschlager. And then we have a jump ball. 4th turnover on PRB. Albany at Pequot Lakes tomorrow. Basketball double dip, girls then boys. 5:25 the pregame show. On yourliveevent.com, the PRB boys are back on the home floor tomorrow night. They take on Keller Northholm. Pregame set for 6:40. That one video streamed only on yourliveevent.com. And we have a travel. Tulenchik and Ariana Burns double teamed Elena Freeman. And the Wolves turn it over for the 7th time here in the first half. 12-5, Pine River-Backus in front. Tigers trying to snap a 4-game losing skid to the Wolves and stay unbeaten through 10 games on the season. Here's Crimmins, thought about a long 2, passed it up, gives it to Johnson, trying to wrap a pass into Buchers. It's mishandled and it's turned over. Turnover number 5 on PRB as Arnold and Cairns back in for the Wolves. Lissick and Landerville will head to the chairs. Devin Kruger here with you. 9:55 to go in the first half. 12-5 PRB in front. Northland Conference girls hoops tonight. Wolves struggling, and they will turn. Oh, that was tipped. I didn't know if that was tipped. It was. The official was closer than I was. He had a good look at it. Wolves inbound right at half court. Arnold will take it. Pine River-Backus. Coach Tucker Shealy talked about mixing some things up. They're in a 2-3 zone defense. They go inside looking to Olschlager. Olschlager trying to split 2 defenders, and Ariana Burns reaches in and ties her up, and that is another jump ball, this time turned over back to the PRB Tigers. 9:36 to go. Wolves with the full court press. Johnson splits 2 defenders. Pressing, giving it to Burns. Burns to Buchers. Right side has a lane. Buchers down underneath. Reverse layup. Too strong off the glass. And the rebound pulled down by Olschlager. Olschlager, the lone Wolves player that had varsity experience from last year. Trying to man the post. Elena Freeman, free throw line. Olschlager, left side, corner 3 on the way. Off the back of the iron. Buchers, nice rebound. Tigers back the other way quickly. They have numbers if they want them. Buchers, right side, drops it to Crimmins. Crimmins on the right side, can't hit the layup. Tigers have missed a few bunnies. Kick out to Buchers on the offensive rebound, and Mimi Buchers drains the triple. 15-5, halfway through the first half. Pine River-Backus in front. Emily Freeman, and a pass too high for Olschlager. It was tipped and then re-tipped by Margaret Crimmins. Coming in for the Wolves for the first time, senior guard Delaney Collins. The only other senior, Olschlager and Collins, the only seniors for WHA. Eveland and Brewer back in for Pine River-Backus, replacing Crimmins and Burns. Coach Shealy said he's pretty much going 7 deep. See if that changes, if the Tigers can get a big advantage here. Here's a tip by with Brewer, poked it away. Ella Brewer with her 3rd steal already. Pine River-Backus back the other way, leading by 10. Brewer, a long 3 right side, all the way around and out. And Arnold secures the board for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Emily Freeman to Arnold as they break to the front court. Collins stepped on the line. It's a long 2 off the front iron, and Eveland boards it for PRB. Eveland back the other way to the right side to Brewer. Brewer driving, double teamed, kicks it out. Tulenchik, nice pump fake. Tulenchik the shot, no, but Olschlager, who came to challenge her, gave her a little bump. And Sawyer Tulenchek's going to go to the free throw line for 2 as Olschlager picks up the foul. That is her first. Each team has just 3 fouls despite pretty aggressive defense. Both teams with just 3 fouls here so far. Tulenchek's first free throw is good. Lissick will return for the Wolves. She'll replace Emily Freeman. Tulenchek gets the ball for free throw number 2. On the way and perfect. Tulenchek with 4. It's a dozen. The lead for Pine River-Backus. Olschlager avoids the double team, got it poked away, and nearly with the steal is Evelyn. Loose ball, far sideline. Wolves retain it. It's a 4-on-2. Olschlager a pass, and Mimi Buchers cutting down the lane, got her hand on a good long reach, tipped it away from Claire Arnold out of bounds. Wolves will inbound underneath. 7:55 on the clock. Wolves put it up top. Arnold, the pass, Lissick, quick shot on the baseline, back rim, no, and the rebound to Leah Eveland. Eveland turns and burns the other way. Now she'll slow it up as she hits the timeline. Brewer to the corner, Tulenchek dumps it down to Buchers. Buchers, the spin, the left-handed shot is up and good. Buchers with 5, and the PRB Tigers another 7-0 run, and now Johnson with a steal. Here's Tulenchek from a long 2, and it hits. Tulenchek on the bucket, and a timeout for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley after another Wolves turnover. The Tigers cash it in with 7:24 to go in the first half. It is Pine River-Backus 21, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 5. We've got a timeout on the floor. We will break. This is high school girls basketball on KLKS Talk 100 and YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Devin Kruger back with you. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley made a bucket to cut a 5-1 lead to 5-3. Pine River-Backus has outscored the Wolves 16-2 since. And Coach Tucker Shealy talked about creating turnovers and turning them into offense. It's something that Coach DiGiovanni pointed out that the PRB Tigers like to do, and they have been successful doing it. The Wolves have 10 turnovers in the first half. Even though I don't keep direct points off turnovers, I'm sure it's a pretty decent number for the Tigers so far. Still in the full court press. Olschlager passes it to Arnold. Arnold crosses the timeline, goes around the back, avoids a double team. Olschlager at the high post. Has players open on the left side, gives it to Cairns, out to Collins. Collins got it knocked away by Eveland. Another turnover. Up ahead is Brewer. She is home free for the layup. 7 points for Brewer and a 23-5 lead for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Cairns pass just somehow got to Lissick. Here's Collins down the left side. Collins too strong off the window. Offensive rebound, and Buchers got a piece of it off of Lissick. That was the first offensive rebound for the Wolves, and they cannot convert. 6:45 to go in the first half. 23, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Mimi Buchers set a screen up on the top of the perimeter, and then as the player twisted off, Buchers kind of extended her arms, and that I thought was a pretty easy call for the official. 6th turnover on Pine River-Backus. 6:42 to play here in half number 1, but the Tigers have built up a nice lead. Inbounds to Lissick for WHA. These two longtime rivals. Here's Collins on the left side, dumps it into Olschlager. Olschlager, the turn, the step, and no on the shot, but a foul. Good spin, good reversal back to the left. Johnson will pick up the personal. That'll be her first. Team foul number 5 on PRB as McKenna Olschlager at the line for 2 for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, and the senior hits the first. Snaps an 18-2 run for Pine River-Backus, but the run could continue depending on how this all plays out. Second one, no. Rebound tapped out. Johnson trying to track it down. Crashes into assistant coach Jenny Travis, and it'll be Walker-Hackensack-Akeley basketball. Subs coming in as Emily Freeman is back in. Elena Freeman is back in for the Wolves. Olschlager and Cairns will head out. PRB staying with their starting 5 for now. 6:25 to go in the opening half. Collins, quick tip pass down to Lissick. Lobs it up top to Emily Freeman. Over to the right side to Arnold. Arnold looking to drive. Arnold stop, pop on the baseline. Gets the friendly roll. Nice shot there on the stop and pop by Claire Arnold. It's 23-8. Wolves trying to build a little momentum as we get to the back half of half number 1. Tulinchek on the right side. Gets a screen from Buchers on the pick and roll. The roll wasn't there. Johnson to Tulinchek. Fakes to 3. Drives. Kicks to Evelyn. Evelyn fakes to 3. Got Arnold off her feet. Now zips it over to Buchers. Buchers, shot clock at 14. Buchers drives right side. Dumps it across Tulinchek. Pass wasn't clean. She'll kick it out to Brewer. Brewer in the lane. Goes up. Tough shot. No. Rebound tip. Shot clock at 5. And she's going to be fouled on the putback by Delaney Collins. First attempt did not hit the rim. They didn't reset the clock anyway. Oh, correction. They didn't give it to Collins. They gave it to Emily Freeman. That'll be her second. I thought for sure Collins was picking that one up. Brewer's first trip to the free throw line. First one good. Crimmins will come in and replace Johnson for PRB. After the first half, of course, we'll give you the scoop of first half analysis. We'll check the area scoreboard, get a chance to see if I'll poke around. Second free throw, no, but another offensive rebound. Tulinchek out hustling. Here's Brewer from 3. This one in and out, and Tulinchek another offensive rebound. Brewer looking inside for Crimmins. Good response, or a good recovery, I should say, by Elena Freeman. Tipped the pass away, and it's a steal and a turnover on PRB. Their 7th of the first half. Here's Emily Freeman. Collins back to Freeman. Down to the post. She's going to be bumped and fouled, and that's going to be number 3 on Sawyer Tulinchek. She knew it, too, as soon as the whistle blew. She was the only one there, and she'll have to come and sit probably for the rest of the first half. Kaylee Johnson will come in for her. Olschlager coming in for Collins. 24-8, Pine River-Backus, 5:16 to go first half. Inbounds up top to Elena Freeman. Looking for Olschlager, left side deep on the wing. Bothered by Johnson. The ball was tipped up in the air, and it was knocked out of bounds by Johnson. For a split second, I thought there might have been a retip there by Olschlager, but there was not. Wolves inbound. They go up top to Landerville, who returned to the game. She tried to get a pass to the right side. Evelyn got a piece of it. Another PRB steal. Buchers to Johnson. Stop. Top of the key. 3. Back rim, no. And the rebound to Olschlager. One and done for Pine River-Backus. 4:50 to play opening half. 24-8. Pine River-Backus. Olschlager thought about 3. Pump fakes. Now she'll take the 3. It's around and off the left side. Kaylee Johnson rebounds for the Tigers. Johnson throwing a lob pass down inside, and Olschlager with a big-time rejection just stuffed that pass and took it away. Wolves walking across the timeline. Landerville looking for Freeman, and Brewer steps in front of a pass. 4th steal for Ella Brewer. Brewer drops it down to Buchers. Buchers spins. The shot, no, but they're going to get a foul on the Wolves. Foul will be on Elena Freeman. Mimi Buchers back to the free throw line where she went 0 for 2 in her previous trip. 4:14 to play. First free throw this time is knocked through. Ariana Burns will come in for the Tigers. She'll replace Brewer. Nice crowd, but fairly quiet with the Tigers building a big first half lead. Second free throw, got them both. Buchers has 9. 26-8. Make that 7 for Buchers. 7 for Buchers. Landerville, and I thought that was a travel. They didn't call it. And here's Elena Freeman, and a pass knocked away by Evelyn. That's one thing about, again, this experienced PRB girls team. They are relentless when they're putting the pressure on. That is their game. And you have to come in prepared for it. Wolves, and there's a pass tipped. Boy. Emily Freeman to Elena Freeman. I'm assuming they're twins. They look an awful lot alike, and they're both sophomores. I just didn't confirm it. Elena Freeman at the top. Evelyn all over her, and she raised the elbows. I thought there could have been a whistle there. Back to Elena Freeman. Under 4 to play in the first half. Wolves with 10 to shoot. Lissick, left side, looking up top to Landerville. Drops it into Emily Freeman. Emily kicks it out. Elena Freeman for 3. I think that was tipped. It went off the front rim. Maybe Buchers didn't get, well, they didn't reset it. That should have been a reset on the shot clock. And the ball is out of bounds. They're going to award it to Pine River-Backus. I think the rebound did get tipped out of bounds, but the shot clock should have reset. It hit the rim with plenty of time, and they just weren't quick on the trigger to reset it. Either way, Tigers basketball. Mimi Buchers left side on the wing. Looking inside, Burns trying to post up. Buchers to the high post. Burns falls over. She was trying to back down Olschlager, and Olschlager kind of let her go. Up top, Kaylee Johnson, quick turn and shoot. 3 left side. That one, no, and we're going to get a foul on the rebound. Oh, they're going to actually say that one hit the strap. They hit the strap on top of the rim, so they will whistle it dead, and it's a rebound for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Ella Brewer back in for the Tigers. Arnold returns for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. She has it across the timeline. 3:14 to go first half. 26-8 Pine River-Backus, and a steal. Ella Brewer with her 5th. Inside, Buchers wide open, cannot hit the layup. Tigers have missed a lot of layups, and the Wolves get the rebound. Across the timeline is Lissick. The young 8th grader getting time for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. High post, Olschlager. Olschlager drives left side, shot through. Crimmins is good. Olschlager with 5 of the Wolves' 10. 26-10 PRB. 2:42 to go opening half. Hasn't always been pretty, but again, you have 2 very aggressive defenses. Evelyn, beautiful touch pass to Buchers underneath for the score. Evelyn with her 2nd assist. Coach Tucker Shealy talked about this balanced offense, and we are seeing it now. Here's Brewer with another tip. Evelyn with the quick shot is good. Ella Brewer has 6 steals in the first half, and the Wolves will take a timeout with 2:15 to go in the first half. That will already be the 3rd timeout used by Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. 2:15 to play in the first half. It's a 20-point lead for the undefeated Tigers. It's 30-10, and we'll be back right after this. It's high school girls basketball on yourliveevent.com and KLKS Talk 100.
Proud to support today's coverage. Hennigan Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hennigan Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Hennigan Insurance looks forward to seeing you at their new Pine River office location in the former U.S. Bank building on Highway 371 next to the Holiday Station, with offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HenniganInsurance.com.
Back with you here at Pine River-Backus High School. Devin Kruger with you. Coverage today also brought to you by Barnum's Pine River Napa, Plumbing, etc. in Pine River, Laco Heating and Air in Pine River, Trustworthy Components in Pine River, and Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River. A 30-10 lead for the Tigers. Heavy pressure, 15 Walker-Hackensack-Akeley turnovers. Olschlager breaks the press on the left side. McKenna stops. Turns, flips it, looking for Freeman, and Brewer just about had another steal. Ella Brewer has been reading passes extremely well here in this first half. I have her for 6 steals. And the Wolves will inbound on the far side. Emily Freeman will pass it in to Arnold. Arnold being watched. Tigers in a 2-3 zone. Started person to person, flipped to the zone fairly early, and they've stayed with it. Olschlager underneath has it ripped away by Crimmins. Margaret Crimmins, then she lost it to Lissick, and there's going to be a foul. They trade turnovers as Crimmins got the steal in possession, and then Addison Lissick creeped in and swiped it away. Then the foul is called on Crimmins, and that will put Walker-Hackensack-Akeley in the 1-1. They're asking whether it's a 2-shot foul or if it was a shooting foul or a 1-1. He is going to say a shooting foul, so Addison Lissick, the 8th grader, is at the line for a pair. Foul on Crimmins is her first. Team foul number 7 on Pine River-Backus, which is why the question came whether this was a shooting foul or not. Burns will come in for Buchers. Cairns will come in for Landerville for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Again, the rematch will be February 13th up in Walker. We won't be carrying that one. Free throw on the way, and she got the second. 32-11. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley has dropped the full court press. Tigers haven't had much trouble with that, although the Tigers have committed 9 first-half turnovers. Up top is Ariana Burns. Over to the right side, Brewer spots for three. This one off the front of the rim, and the rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Kaylee Johnson. Wolves basketball. Tigers continuing the full court pressure. Cairns lobs it to Arnold. Arnold stops, and she traveled. It was really close. I'm not sure if she must have slid that pivot foot just a little bit. Coach DiGiovanni not arguing that one too much. I think his assistant wanted to put an argument up there. Inbounds for the PRB Tigers. Ella Brewer between the circles, left side to Johnson. Johnson drives, puts up the runner, or nope, too strong off the window. Rebound, Emily Freeman. She'll drop it off to Arnold. 1:20 to go in the opening half. Arnold across the timeline to Cairns. Cairns had it swiped away by Eveland, her third steal. Eveland to Brewer. Brewer in the lane, double team, backs it out. Good call by Ella Brewer. Long skip pass to Eveland. Eveland puts it on the deck. Crosses over, gets a screen from Burns. Top of the key to Crimmins. Plenty of time. Johnson shoots. Left side wing. Count it. Triple for Kaylee Johnson. Her first of the night. Crimmins on the assist. 33-11 Pine River-Backus. Arnold across the stripe. 45 seconds to go. High pass to Olschlager. Olschlager double teamed. Tries to drop it to the baseline. Crimmins got a piece of it. Crimmins has her third steal. Johnson up ahead to Crimmins. Crimmins steps, tried to get a pass to Brewer, and stepping in front of it was Emily Freeman. For her hustle, she got the ball off her head, out of bounds to PRB. Looks like some youth basketball players are going to entertain the crowd at halftime. Here's the lob pass on the inbounds. Crimmins can't hit the short 8-footer. And the rebound, we're going to have a foul on Pine River-Backus after the Wolves secure the board. 33-11, PRB with 28 seconds to go. Crimmins on the foul, her second. Crimmins getting some good hustle points with a couple of assists and a few steals. They were trying to reward her with a bucket, but couldn't quite connect on the lob. It's a 1-and-1 for Emily Freeman. She is 1 for 2 at the free throw line for her only point so far tonight. And the first one is high off the back rim. Takes a couple bounces. No, Olschlager, the offensive rebound. She goes up, and she's going to be fouled by Ariana Burns. So 1 for Freeman will turn into 2 for Olschlager. Olschlager has 5 of the 11 to lead the Wolves. 26.5 on the clock. Shot clock should be turned off. First free throw rolls in. 33-12 as Lissick will come in for Emily Freeman for the Wolves. Coach DiGiovanni does not want Freeman to pick up her third personal foul. Second free throw is good. Olschlager hits them both. She's got 7 of the 13. 20-point lead for the Tigers. They can hold for the last shot if they want. 22 seconds to go in the first half. Johnson, high dribble, almost carried it. Runs it over to Buchers. Buchers with the drive. Across the baseline, shot the clock at 13. Johnson has it go through her hands. Loose ball tracked down by Brewer with 9. Brewer steps up, puts up the shot at 7, and rattles in. Ella Brewer with 11 hits the 3 with just a few seconds to go, and that will bring us to halftime. The undefeated Pine River-Backus Tigers build up a 23-point lead at the half. Here in Pine River, it's Pine River-Backus 36 and Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 13. We bring you the halftime report right after this. It's high school girls basketball on KLKS Talk 100, rjbroadcasting.com, and video streamed at yourliveevent.com.
And we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes Tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour. Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division carries a wide variety of products, from bagged feeds to livestock equipment, bulk custom feeds, and they can assist you with all your farm and ranch needs with on-farm analysis for ration balancing, problem solving, and feed mixing. Lakes Community Co-op can help your bottom line with controlled feed costs and maximum production. For more information on the Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer and I work at Marvin. The highlight of my day would be working with my crew. I love managing, I enjoy interacting with people and making their job easier. We always tackle every problem head on and we work as a team. It's nice going to work and, feeling valued for what you do and just getting to know everyone, and you just make friends here. If you're looking for career development opportunities, competitive pay, come join me at Marvin.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB schools.
We welcome you back. It is halftime. Pine River-Backus 36, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 13. Devin Kruger here with you. As we recap the first half, offense was a struggle to start, and that was really for both teams. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley scored the first point of the game, and that was with over 3 minutes, or just about 3 minutes off the clock in the first half. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley had to actually take a timeout to save a possession at the 14:52 mark, so we were just over 3 minutes in, and that was the only point on the board. The PRB Tigers finally got a bucket to go down. They had some turnovers, but they were missing anything they were putting up, and then they finally got a bucket to crack the egg on the scoreboard just over 4 minutes in, and then the Tigers did get rolling. They got the turnovers that Coach Shealy wanted. They were able to turn them into offense. The Wolves had some trouble. Again, a young team, young ball handlers having trouble with that PRB press. And the Tigers, they kind of went through periods. They'd hit a couple shots, they'd miss a couple, but for the most part, they got into the groove. And another thing that was kind of a key point that Coach Tucker Shealy talked about was the fact that the Tigers are so incredibly balanced, and everybody on the floor is an offensive weapon, and that's what we really saw going forward with the PRB Tigers. Also, the Tigers get a couple buckets, go up 5-1. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley gets a bucket to take it to 5-3. Then 7 straight for the Tigers to push it to 12-3. Wolves score to make it 12-5. Then 11 straight for the Tigers, blowing the lead up to 23-5. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley got 3 straight points, and then just, like a little 4 or 5 point swings in favor of the PRB Tigers. Moving the ball well, they're attacking the basket. Some of the shots they're forcing a little bit. Some of the shots they're going up a little bit out of control. I think if this Tigers team can learn to, attack the basket, but just make sure they're not, they're picking up the dribble and then they're starting their move to the basket. And sometimes it's like they're looking for contact. Sometimes they're just, it's just not a very smooth, square shot. I think those things, as good as this PRB team already is, if they can improve on that a little bit, I think that'll help some of the missed shots. And then, they're scoring 75 a game. We know that this team can blow the roof off the place, and they're up big here at the half, 36-13. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go deeper. We'll go into the halftime numbers as the Tigers have built up a big halftime lead here at home, 36-13 on KLKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
District with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Schrupp Excavating.
With 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDSE.
Back with you here at Pine River-Backus High School. Devin Kruger with you. Don't forget, following the game, we'll have the post-game recap, notes, numbers, and our awards with our big deal of the game, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player, and the Hugo's Family Marketplace star of the game. Let's take you through the numbers of the first half. Turnovers, I'm sure both coaches not real happy with what they have on turnovers. Pine River-Backus committed 9 in the first half. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 15. Now, of course, a big part of that was how many of those 15 did PRB convert into points? Probably a pretty good share. Rebounding, actually closer than you think. It started out that, with PRB missing a bunch of shots, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley was getting some rebounds, and then with the Wolves' turnovers, the Tigers had extra opportunities, and they were hitting the offensive glass pretty well. In the first half, PRB with the advantage 19-16 on reboundings overall, 10-3 in the offensive rebound advantage for Pine River-Backus. From the free throw line, both teams pretty similar. Actually, the Tigers are 5 for 8. The Wolves are 5 for 9. Individually for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, senior McKenna Olschlager leads the way with 7 points. She also has a steal. Addison Lissick off the bench with 3 and a steal, 2 for Claire Arnold, and 1 for Emily Freeman. Each of those ladies has an assist. For the PRB Tigers, leading the way is Ella Brewer. She has 11 points. I have her for 6 steals in the first half. She has been absolutely wrecking the Wolves defensively. 9 points for Mimi Buchers, 7 points, 3 steals, 2 assists for Leah Eveland, 6 points, 3 assists for Sawyer Tulinchik, and 3 points with a couple of steals and a couple of assists for Kaylee Johnson. Again, talking about that balance, 11, 9, 7, 6. That is why this Tigers team is so incredibly dangerous. 36-13. Pine River-Backus is in front. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley will start with the basketball when we return. This is Northland Conference Girls Basketball on KOKS, Pequot Lakes, Jenkins, Cross Lake, rjbroadcasting.com, and yourliveevent.com.
Any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 43 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating, LLC. And online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Getting ready to go on to the second half. A nice applause for the youth basketball players that have entertained the crowd at halftime. I wasn't quite sure if they're going to put a couple minutes on for the varsity to warm up. I was here last night with the boys game, and they pretty much just, they stopped the youth and then they just went right into it. So they are going to put a couple of minutes up on the clock. So I did look at the area scoreboard. Unfortunately, I found really nothing for basketball. The Northern Lakes Lightning, who are in a big-time matchup tonight, they are at home. And so I got to check the score on that one. They had a big one. The Lightning ranked number 14 in Class A boys hockey, taking on number 2 ranked Hibbing Chisholm. That one in Breezy Point. No update. Let's see. I'm looking up. Doesn't look like we have a score update for that one. So we'll have to see if that comes across at some point. Tomorrow we have a wrestling triangular, actually a quadrangular here on yourliveevent.com with the Aiken Gobblers. So if you're a wrestling fan, you can tune into that. That's around 4:45. For Pine River-Backus fans, the boys basketball team will be taking on Kelly North Home tomorrow night. That one's scheduled at 6:40. That one will be video streamed only on yourliveevent.com. For those sports fans that are listening to KLKS Talk 100, we got a great basketball doubleheader for you tomorrow as Pequot Lakes will take on Albany. The boys teams both in the top 10 in AA boys hoops. They've built up a really nice rivalry, and the girls' sports, of course, have a good rivalry as well. That one's scheduled for a 5:25 pregame tomorrow night on KLKS Talk 100. Go to rjbroadcasting.com. You can check out our cool winter sports guidebook, some neat information from all of our area teams. Don't forget, local fans, Saturday mornings, we have on the radio, Saturday mornings, our local radio coaches show for the Brainerd Lakes area. That one is at 9 a.m. Saturday mornings on KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1, online at rjbroadcasting.com. Yourliveevent.com coaches show is live it's aired Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. Now, again, that's via YouTube. You can tune in and rewatch shows. The show that aired on New Year's Eve, December 31st, featured an interview I did with Sawyer Tulinchek and Mimi Buchers about both reaching the 1,000-point milestone on the same night here at home against Black Duck. Here we go, second half. Wolves will go to my left, Tigers to our right. The Wolves in white, the Tigers in black, 36-13 PRB, Tigers in front. And here is Cairns trying to find Emily Freeman inside, and right off the bat in the second half, the Wolves start with a turnover. They tried to get a drive inside, and Cairns' pass to Emily Freeman was tipped, and Freeman knocked it out of bounds. 36-13 PRB, Evelyn, Tulinchek, Buchers, Johnson, and Brewer, the starting five on the floor. Wolves countered with the same. Johnson to Buchers, right side on the wing, off a screen. Buchers driving in, dropped it down underneath on the far side, and coming in was Tulinchek. Great feed on the bounce pass from Buchers to Tulinchek. 38-13 as the Tigers strike early in the second half. Didn't have to wait 3+ minutes. Elena Freeman gives it to Arnold, and Arnold is going to be bumped by Ella Brewer. That'll be number 2 on Brewer. So you've got Elena Freeman, Arnold, Cairns, Emily Freeman, and Olschlager, the starting five on the floor for the WHA Wolves. Elena Freeman will toss it into Arnold. Tigers in the half court. They're going man-to-man. Here's a drive, a nice little cut down by Olschlager. Emily Freeman tried to drop it in. Buchers got a piece of it and knocked it out of bounds. 45 seconds into half number 2. PRB looking to start the year 10-0. Inbounds to Emily Freeman. Pump fakes on Evelyn, goes down, and she is fouled. Next up, Pine River-Backus. On Tuesday, we'll go on the road, a good hefty road trip for the Tigers. They head to Bram, taking on another team receiving votes in Class A girls basketball. Foul is on Ella Brewer, her third, as Emily Freeman's first free throw is good. She is now 1 for 4 on the night. For Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, they'll be taking on Park Christian on Saturday. These two teams will meet in Walker for the second round on their side of the Northland Conference on February 13th. 2 free throws down for Emily Freeman, 38-15. Pine River-Backus in front. Leah Eveland to Tulinchek on the left side. She'll drive, kicks it out to Buchers on a pump fake. Wolves staying with aggressive man-to-man defense. Here's Tulinchek with a blow by an Olschlager shot. No, and a foul. Emily Freeman will pick up her third. Tulinchek to the free throw stripe for 2. Tulinchek was 2 for 2 from the free throw line in the first half. Want to give a huge thank you to all of our sponsors that you are hearing on the radio and seeing on the live stream. Remember, folks, without their support, our coverage is not possible of PRB athletics. First free throw for Tulenchek falls short. Second one off to the right, goes 0 for 2. Olschlager rebounds. Lobs it to Arnold. Arnold pass deflected by Tulenchek, and it's picked up by Bukers. Tulenchek credit for the steal on the deflection. At least that's how I count it. Johnson, left side on the wing. Dribbles into traffic, kicks it to Eveland with the hot pink shoes. Now down to Bukers from Tulenchek. Bukers in traffic. Shot, no. Partially blocked by Emily Freeman. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley comes away with it. Arnold on the far side. Jump pass to Elena Freeman. Elena drives, goes down the right side. Can't get the shot as she tried to weave around Bukers. Bukers rebounds. Bukers brings it up herself. Flops it back to Eveland. Eveland with the drive going in. Up, under, no, but a foul as she drew the contact with Claire Arnold. I think Arnold's going to get the foul. She will. Leah Eveland to the free throw line for 2. She had 7 in the first half. Quick note for our friends watching from Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. The wrestling team, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Nevis LaPorte, is part of the Section 7A tournament. We will have the full day's coverage of the 7A individual wrestling tournament from Staples Motley this year. That'll be Friday, February 20th. Leah Eveland drops in both free throws. She has 9. It is 40-15, and now the inbounds, that one knocked away. Wolves track it down, and we're going to get a foul, and that is going to be number 4 on Ella Brewer. That's one thing about playing aggressive defense. If you don't quite move those feet and get them to the spot quick enough, you can get in some foul trouble, and Ella Brewer will take a seat. Ariana Burns will come in. Shot clock. Reset to 35. I think there was a question on that. Wolves are inbound in the backcourt. Kind of a 1-2-2. Both teams use a similar trap. Emily Freeman. Tulenchek recovers. Now the ball loose on the floor. We have a scramble. We have a whistle. It'll be a jump ball, and it'll be turned over to Pine River-Backus. That's turnover number 22 on the night for this Wolves team that is struggling against that defensive pressure of PRB. 2 minutes gone by in the second half, 40-15. 25-point advantage now pass. Emily Freeman stepped in front, read the pass well. Tigers turned it over for the first time this half. Elena Freeman to Cairns. Cairns driving, got a steal from Olschlager, dishes to Lissick, and Lissick hits on the baseline. What's funny about that one is Elizabeth Cairns actually had a wide open layup as Olschlager had a nice back screen, but she was so focused on passing it that she gave up the shot, and fortunately for the Wolves, Lissick hit it. Now we have a pass tipped on the other end and another jump ball, and the Tigers will turn it over on back-to-back possessions. Wolves scored the first point tonight. PRB scored a 3 to start their scoring. They have not trailed since. Led 36-13 at the half. Wolves, Emily Freeman across to Lissick. Lissick, pass to the left side to Cairns. Cairns launches a 3, missed everything, and Emily Freeman can't quite track the rebound. It's going to be PRB basketball. The Wolves have not hit a 3 in the game tonight. The Tigers have hit 5 all in the first half. A couple from Brewer, and then Eveland, Johnson, and Bukers all have one. Tulenchek, pump fake, goes past Lissick with the runner, a little bit short, and Emily Freeman gets the rebound, gets tied up, and it'll be Pine River-Backus basketball. I forgot to look, because of course I have my day job. I was going to look to see what the best winning streak was for PRB girls basketball to start a season, at least as far back as I could go. One thing about when I arrived up here and technology, I can only go back about 20-some years, not that that's a little bit. Here's a drive and a Bukers with a kick that's intercepted. Tigers turn it over as Cairns gets a steal. Here's Elena Freeman going against Burns, and we're going to get a foul. Burns had pretty solid defense, but she moved her feet, tried to walk with Freeman as she went by her. And Ariana Burns will pick up the personal. Elena Freeman at the line for 2. Has not scored tonight for the Wolves. First one on the way. And good. But I was going to at least see if there was a point in the last 20-some years that the Tigers had started the year with 10 straight wins or better. Both free throws in for Elena Freeman, 40-19. Pine River-Backus with the lead. One thing I think for Coach Shealy, we saw the last couple possessions, the Tigers a little bit careless with the ball. Just kind of winging it all over the place. They've got to, I think, settle down. Here's Kaylee Johnson with a tough drive and a score. Beautiful shot by Kaylee Johnson. 42-19 and a pass over the mark, but Lissick gets it off the ricochet off Johnson's knee. Now passes to Emily Freeman, and it's turned over on the near side. Wolves turn it over for the 4th time this half, 23rd time in the game. Delaney Collins returns for the Wolves. Crimmins in for the Tigers. To finish my point, after that really tough shot banked home by Kaylee Johnson, Tigers had a couple possessions where they just weren't real clean. Again, you have a big lead, but you still have to play for that future and build towards what you want for that section run. Tulicek hands one to Bukers. No, Tulicek wiggles her way in for the offensive rebound, tries a lob and pass into Johnson. That's tipped away and stolen by Olschlager. Both teams with 4 turnovers here in the second half. Wolves and Elena Freeman to Lissick. Lissick avoiding the double team, lobs it back to Elena Freeman. Over to the right side, Collins. Collins drops it to Emily Freeman, looking for Olschlager underneath. The pass a little bit far. Olschlager puts it up over Johnson. Tough shot, no. Got her own rebound, and a foul on the putback. See if the Crimmins and Johnson were both there. Johnson will pick up the personal. That will be her second. Lot of time left. Foul trouble. Ella Brewer on the bench with 4 for the Tigers. Tulinchek has 3. She's out on the floor. Olschlager hits the first free throw. Her first point of the second half gives her 8. Linderville and Arnold back in for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Emily Freeman has 3 personals for the Wolves. Second free throw down for Olschlager. She is 5 for 6 from the free throw line. She has 9 points. It's 42-21, PRB in front. Wolves with back-to-back state tournament runs have won the last 4, and now a steal. Olschlager with another steal. The Wolves continue to play tough, and now Crimmins takes it back. 4th steal for Crimmins, and she will roll all the way in to score. Crimmins, her first points. 44-21, PRB. Arnold across the timeline, swiped away by Tulinchek. Tulinchek feeds Eveland. Eveland with the leaner is no good. Ref signals that the Wolf player, Emily Freeman, was straight up, so no foul, and the rebound knocked out of bounds, but it stays with the PRB Tigers. 12:43 to go in the second half. It's 44-21, Pine River-Backus. On the lob, it's Bukers, rejected by Olschlager. Olschlager with a great rejection, but then Delaney Collins tosses it down court, and it'll be thrown away by the Wolves. That'll be their 7th turnover of the half, their 26th in the game. The Tigers will head back the other way with a 44-21 advantage. Pretty quiet crowd. Eveland, the pass to Bukers. Bukers at the high post, turns, drives in. Olschlager got her again. Another block for the senior, Olschlager. Wolves haven't committed a whole lot of fouls other than that Emily Freeman being, and now the long lob this time to Johnson. She'll hand it up to Tulinchek. Tulinchek to the free throw line, kicks it out to Bukers. Shot clock at 19, plenty of time. Tigers working the ball on the perimeter. Wolves making them work on offense, which is a good thing. Here's Johnson, got an open look. 3 on the way, off the right side. And the rebound, Olschlager. She's immediately triple teamed, and she puts the elbows on. Tigers wanted a foul, probably should have gotten one. And the Wolves bring it back the other way. Linderville to the top. Arnold to Olschlager. Olschlager turns, shot inside the free throw line and hits. McKenna Olschlager makes it 44-23 with 11:45 to go. Eveland to Tulinchek. Tigers quickly in front of Tulinchek. Pass fake, drive right, drives left, no. Crimmins flies in, offensive rebound, kick out to Bukers. Bukers for 3, no, off the back. Tulinchek an offensive rebound. Here's a shot on the other side, that one way too long, and Olschlager tracks down the rebound. on the far side, and then she is going to be fouled. That will be team foul number 6 here in the second half already on the Tigers with 11:24 on the clock. Crimmins will pick up the personal. That's her third. One thing about that very aggressive defense, it can lead to some fouls. Burns will come in for Crimmins. A lot of time left, but the Tigers up big. The inbounds to Arnold. Crosses over on Eveland. Cross timeline, Emily Freeman. Emily trying to drop it down to Olschlager, and Buchers comes back. One thing the PRB does very well is if a team breaks the press, they retreat. And when they retreat, they really go right down the sides of the lane. They know where those passing lanes are. They know what the other team is going to look for. So they can knock it out of bounds, at least make a team reset. Collins inbounds to Arnold. Arnold pulls up a runner from 8 feet. No, rebound tipped, and Evelyn collects it for PRB. Dribbles right around Arnold. And a 1-on-3, and then Collins going to reach in, and Delaney Collins is going to pick up the foul. Her first, only team foul number 3 on WHA here in half number 2. 11:07 on the second half clock. Devin Kruger here with you. Eveland passes left side to Tulinchik. Gets a high screen from Buchers, doesn't do the pick and roll. Instead gives it to Burns at the top of the key. Over to Eveland. Eveland lobs it up top to Buchers. Pump fake, good job by Emily Freeman. Now Johnson drives, kicks it down. Tulinchik around to defender. Shot, count it, and one. Tulinchik with great body control, leaned to the right, got the bump by Olschlager, who picks up her second personal foul. And Tulinchik will have a chance for 3. Elena Freeman, Lissick, and Cairns all back in for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Sorry, Tulinchik, 6 points in the first half, 4 here in the second, and looking for another. Free throw up, free throw good. 47-23. Pine River-Backus in front. Arnold stops, and we're going to have a foul on Tulinchik. Fans say she got all ball. The official begs to differ. That's number 4 on Tulinchik. That will put the Wolves in the bonus. And Claire Arnold, one of the sophomore starters, at the line for a 1-and-1. Tigers got Brewer back into the game. Brewer has 4 fouls. Replaces Tulinchik, who now has 4. Free throw up and all the way around, and it falls. Claire Arnold earns the bonus. Second free throw up and good. Got them both. 47-25. Pine River-Backus in front. A lot of time left in this one. PRB with a pretty comfortable lead, but they have not been really pulling away. It was a 23-point lead at the half. That's at 22. I like the way the Wolves have come out. They've played really hard in the second half, and they've created some turnovers just like that. PRB turns it over for the 6th time. Loose ball picked up by Claire Arnold. Here comes Elena Freeman. Left side, Olschlager, spot 3. Got it! Olschlager hits the first 3 tonight for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, and we have a timeout with 10:11 to go. Timeout Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. It's going to be a full timeout. That's all they have left, and we will break. 47-28. The Wolves not going quietly. We will be back. It's Girls Hoops on KLKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
Community Co-op, you get the propane from the pro without the pain. The pro from Lakes Community Co-op starts with the service, monitoring systems, budget programs, online bill pay with additional services from Lakes Community Co-op. They set the tank, fill the tank, monitor and deliver propane as you need. Call 1-888-935-2281 to get propane to you from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
TrumpExcavating.com.
Back with you here at Pine River-Backus High School. Devin Kruger here with you. Pillager Wrestling program returning after 40-plus years, hosting a quad tonight. Pillager lost to Otter Tail Central 43-29. They lost to Aiken 37-33. Also wrestling Wadena Deer Creek. Still no score update from Northern Lakes boys hockey tonight. We'll check the basketball scores when we get a chance. Pine River-Backus basketball. Coach Jeremy DiGiovanni taking his second to last time out. Probably telling his girls, take a breather, continue to bust your butt, and they have, and there's another turnover. The Tigers have been a little careless, I think, with the ball, but they'll get one back. A little bit of a gift on an overpass intended for Lissick. But playing even with this Tigers team in the second half, I think for Coach Tucker Shealy, and when I talked to him about building depth, he also talked about, making sure that he's got girls in the chance to succeed, and his starting seven, or not his starting seven, but his 7 players, and I think that might be why he wants to make sure that they're going to be able to play smooth basketball. There's another pass that was a little soft, and it's tipped away by Elena Freeman. Both teams now with 8 turnovers this half. Here's Olschlager with a runner on the right side. No, got her own rebound. Yes, on the second chance. And this Wolves team not going away. It's 47-30. Pine River-Backus. Brewer on the other end. A quick trigger 3. Spins all the way around and out. The whole 360 and out on the right side. Here come the Wolves. Trying to build momentum and maybe shake up this Tiger squad a little bit. Cairns on the left side. Lob pass up top. It's Elena Freeman. Lissick to Arnold. Arnold stop and pop. 12-footer baseline. No box out by PRB, and the rebound knocked out of bounds to Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Crimmins and Tulinchek back in for PRB. Burns and Johnson will go take a seat. Crosby Ironton girls get a big win tonight. No surprise there. 83-40 at East Central. Cherry leading McGregor 32-31 at the half. Here's a shot, and Crimmins with a block. Here comes PRB. It's Brewer ahead of the pack, and Brewer scores, and that stops a drought for the Tigers. 49-30. Brewer has 13. She leads the Tigers tonight. 8:33 to go, and they will get almost a turnover. Olschlager just able to save it. Here comes the double team. She spins out of it, drives baseline, shot no, got her own rebound, shot no, but a foul. If that was Tulinchek, it's number 5. If it was Buchers, Tigers will stay hanging around out there. It was on Buchers, her second. Pillager leading Sabika in girls hoops, 22-11, I should say. That is early in the second half. First free throw this time around for Olschlager is a bit too strong. Here comes Emily Freeman back into the game. It was 36-13 at the half. 49-30 right now, and that stays 49-30. Second free throw rolls off the left side. Olschlager goes 0 for 2. She was 5 for 6 before that trip. Here comes PRB. Tulinchek out to Buchers. Buchers to the top to Crimmins. Crimmins surveys, not a threat to shoot from out there. Gets to Evelyn on a back door on the baseline. Evelyn looking to drive, gets a screen, and boy, Crimmins could have been called for an offensive foul too. The Tigers kind of seen a couple of them extend their arms a little bit when setting screens. Brewer, shot clock at 8. Crimmins to the right side to Evelyn. Evelyn lobbing it to Buchers. They'll pass a little too far. She tries to kick it out. It's picked up by Arnold, and the Tigers turn it over again. Arnold will bring it up the right side. Brewer has to be careful not to pick up her 5th. Olschlager, right side, long 2, no. Rebound, going to go off the rim, out of bounds to Pine River-Backus. Landerville will come in for Elena Freeman for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. 7:38 to play. PRB up 49-30. I think the Tigers fans and probably would have liked to see their team pull away in the second half, but they just haven't been able to. Now here's a shot, counted, and a foul. Tulinchek on the quick cut down the left side, hits the bucket. Buchers on the assist. The foul on Olschlager, her 3rd. And a chance for one more for Sawyer Tulinchek. 6 in the first half, 7 in the second. Free throw spins off the left side. Rebound tapped. It's loose on the floor. Picked up by Walker-Hackensack-Akeley's Emily Freeman. And then we're going to have a reach. We're going to have a foul on PRB. And then we'll go to the other end for free throws. That's one thing you didn't want to see. Now the question is, who was that foul on? Foul is going to be on Leah Evelyn. That will be her 1st. Now Emily Freeman is going to get a quick tape job. Got a cut on her arm. So the officials are talking, and I think Freeman is the one going to the free throw line. Yes, she is. Still no score from boys hockey tonight from Hibbing Chisholm in Northern Lakes. First free throw is good for Emily Freeman. She's hit 3 in a row in the second half. All 4 of her points have come from the free throw line. Gonna see if I can get a hockey score. Second free throw off the mark, off the left, and Mimi Bucher's rebounds. PRB with the basketball up by 20, 7:13 to go. PRB basketball. Ella Brewer, screen from Crimmins, nowhere to go. Passes to Tulenchek. Crimmins posting up, nicely defended by Olschlager. Back to Tulenchek. Tulenchek drives down the middle, flips it back out to Brewer, 12 to shoot. Brewer driving, Brewer in the lane, steps left side, Euro step, and the score, Ella Brewer. She's had a fine night, and now a pass knocked out of bounds by Sawyer Tulenchek. Wolves have 1 timeout remaining. The Tigers have all 5 of theirs remaining. Wolves inbound. Pass to Arnold. Arnold to the left side to Olschlager. Olschlager traveling down the left side, and a pass intercepted, knocked away by Brewer, then tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Olschlager, they say. Both teams with 9 turnovers in the second half. That gives PRB 18 for the game. It gives the Wolves 28. Eveland will walk it up the floor. Crosses the timeline, heads to the right, hands it up to Brewer. Brewer works through a couple of screens, over to the right side wing again to Buchers. Buchers screen from Crimmins, stops at the free throw line, drops it back. Plenty of time, shot clock at 17. Tulenchek drives left side all the way, can't hit the shot, and the rebound to Emily Freeman. Emily Freeman's pass was stolen by Brewer, and Brewer turns it into 2. First steal of the second half for Brewer after I had her for 6 in the first half. 6 minutes ago, 55-31, PRB. Cairns throws it over the head of Landerville, and another Wolves turnover. That puts them at 30 on the evening. Wolves averaging 46.6 a game. Tigers averaging 75. One thing that Coach DiGiovanni had told me, he really liked how hard his team worked. We have seen that tonight. I'm impressed with how hard the Wolves have worked, especially on defense, and there's a turnover. Brewer looking for Buchers in the pass too far in front. Elena Freeman and Lissick back in for the Wolves. Now the Tigers will counter. Kaylee Johnson will come back in for Eveland. Brewer with 17, Tulenchek with 13. For PRB, Buchers with 9, all hers in the first half. Arnold drives around Kaylee Johnson, tries to dip it down in the lane, goes past Lissick. Here's Elena Freeman with a strong drive right side. No, Olschlager offensive rebound, yes. Olschlager had 7 in the first half. She has 11 in the second half. It's 18, a game high 18 for McKenna Olschlager. On the other end, Tulenchek kicks it out. Buchers spot 3, left wing, count it. First triple of the second half for the PRB Tigers. Buchers now in double figures with a dozen. 5:10 to play, 58-33, Pine River-Backus. Looking for a 10-0 start. Looking to snap a 4-game losing skid to the Wolves, who graduated a vast majority of their varsity team last year, but Olschlager's been a force. She turns, misses the shot from the free throw line. Kaylee Johnson rebounds. Up head Tulenchek, lobbing, looking for Crimmins. Nice coverage there by Addison Lissick, knocking that pass out of bounds. Kaylee Johnson inbounding. Johnson looking, weak side, Crimmins all alone for the easy deuce. Crimmins with 4, Johnson's 3rd assist. And the Wolves, Emily Freeman stepped over the line looking to inbound. Turnover on the Wolves. Burns will come in for Buchers. That's Ariana Burns. 2 other Burns on the bench, but Coach Shealy has not dug deeper quite yet into the bench. 4:41 to play. Johnson to Ariana Burns, the only player that has seen the floor that has not scored for PRB. Now Brewer, long three, bricked off the back and rebounded by Elena Freeman. Here's a shot pass blocked by Tulachek, and then Arnold gets it right back. Tulachek with the block. They trade turnovers. On the other end, along two, and Olschlager hits again. Olschlager with a good offensive rhythm in the second half for the Wolves, but the Tigers up big 60-35, 4:13 to play. Brewer gets a screen from Burns, hands it off to Crimmins. Crimmins looking inside, looking for Burns, pass too high, and PRB turns it over. That's a dozen turnovers in the second half for PRB. Tigers continuing the full court press with a 25-point lead. Wolves able to break it. Elena Freeman, left side, goes up into Crimmins. Shot no. Olschlager got the loose ball, and Olschlager puts it in after Crimmins will get credit for a block. Her second. 60-37. Been pretty even keel in the second half, but the Tigers had a 23-point lead at the break. That's where it is right now. Brewer, right side, drops it down to Tulachek. Burns cuts to the basket, pass tipped and stolen. Burns tries to rip it loose, but the Wolves come away with it again. Arnold with her fourth steal this half. Olschlager pushing it, fouled by Margaret Crimmins. That'll be number 4 on Crimmins as Olschlager to the line for 2 more. Devin Kruger here with you. Coverage tonight also brought to you in part by Plumbing Etc. in Pine River, Laco Heating and Air in Pine River, Trustworthy Components in Pine River, Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River, and Barnum's Pine River, Napa. Olschlager drops in the first free throw. Wolves have scored 5 straight, 3:30 on the clock. Bucher's back in for the Tigers. And the second free throw, no. Offensive rebound, Elena Freeman trying to get the ball down on the dribble, got poked loose to Emily Freeman. Freeman to Olschlager, the turn, the shot on the baseline, no. Rebound loose, and Evelyn rips it away for PRB. The Wolves' effort on rebounding in the second half has been notably better, in my opinion, than Pine River-Backus. Something, again, that I think will be a point of emphasis for the Tigers, even if you're playing with a big lead. Johnson on the left side. Johnson drives, almost traveled, got it to Tulachek for the jumper, and it's good. Jumper on the right side for Tulachek, 62-38 as we go under 3 to play. Post-game recap, notes, numbers, and awards coming up next. Stick around for that. Here's Olschlager, free throw line, shot, no. Rebound tapped, it's out of bounds. I think it will stay with the Wolves, it will. Cairns will come in for WHA. I had the Wolves for 3 offensive rebounds in the first half. I have them for double that here in the second half. Shot clock at 20 on the inbounds. Up top is Lissick. They work it around to Olschlager. She's got the hot hand. Quick turn, short on the left side. Again, a lot of standing around. Wolves get the rebound. Olschlager again. Rebound tapped out. Wolves have it again. Here's Arnold for 3 on the left side. That one short. Rebound tapped loose. Wolves get it back again. Olschlager trying to kick the pass out. It's tipped out. It's out of bounds, and I think it was last touched by the Wolves. It was. So PRB finally will get the ball back. 2:21 to play. 62-38. Evelyn will walk it across the front into the front court. Brewer looking for a backdoor cut, not there. They work it to Johnson up top through a double screen. Johnson has it swiped away by Arnold. Ball's on Arnold's back. It's tipped loose, and the Tigers turn it over again. Olschlager to Cairns. Cairns, and she stepped on the line, turned back over to the Tigers. 2 minutes on the clock. Inbounding, Johnson will drop it to Evelyn. Evelyn with 9 on the night. Couldn't tell if I had that free throw circle filled in or not filled in. It was filled in. Brewer, the drive, the jumps, the cut. Evelyn, deep 3, right side, got it! And a timeout taken by Coach Tucker Shealy as he's going to empty the bench here with 1:37 on the clock. Timeout for Tucker Shealy. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We will break quickly. 1:37 to go here in this one. Pine River-Backus on their way to a 10-0 start, 65-38 over the Wolves here on KLKS and yourliveevent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget moonlight bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Devin Kruger back with you. Final 90 seconds of this one. PRB on the way to a 10-0 start. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Here is Emily Freeman. Shot on the baseline, no. Elena Freeman. Offensive rebound, no, on the putback. And the rebound to Lily Barkus. Evelyn Peterson is in. Ava Burns. And we're going to have a travel on PRB. Had Avery Hesse onto the floor. Bernadette Buchers as well. The 5 on the floor for PRB. 1:17 to go. Wolves will now counter. They'll bring in Allie Miller. Well, they have a number on the floor that I don't have on my roster. I even asked the coach about the roster. Maybe somebody with a number change, whatever the case may be. Isabella Jacobson is on the floor as well. Here's Miller looking underneath. Shot and score. And, of course, who scores? The one I don't have the number for. I'm going to just guess Isabella Jacobson. That's what I'm going to go with for the Wolves. Hate to do that, but I have no choice. Here's Lily Barkus. 50 seconds to play. 65-40 in favor of the Tigers. Barkus on the left side wing. Shot clock at 18. Over to the right side to Ava Burns, a freshman. Ava dribbles in, kicks it up top to Hesse. Hesse going to take the long three off to the right side. Crowd wanted it. Rebound loose on the deck. Barkus has an offensive rebound, drops it underneath. Bernadette Buchers shot up and good. The sophomore Bernadette Buchers on the bucket. 20 seconds to go, 67-40. PRB in front. Addison Lissick still on the floor for the Wolves. Over to the right side. Oh, correction, that's Jacobson. She's wearing 23, so that wasn't Jacobson on the 2-point. Maybe I'll go with Hagenson, Elisa Hagenson. 5 seconds to go. Pine River-Backus not going to take the shot. That one will make it a final. Pine River-Backus starts the year 10-0 as they defeat the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves in round one of their Northland Conference meetings. Final score of this one, Pine River-Backus 67, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 40. The post-game recap is coming up. This is girls basketball on KOKS Talk 100, rjbroadcasting.com, and yourliveevent.com.
Anakin Insurance Agency.
Community Co-op, you get the propane from the pro without the pain. The pro from Lakes Community Co-op starts with the service, monitoring systems, budget programs, online bill pay with additional services from Lakes Community Co-op. They set the tank, fill the tank, monitor and deliver propane as you need. Call 1-888-935-2281 to get propane to you from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget moonlight bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Hanneken Insurance looks forward to seeing you at their new Pine River office location in the former U.S. Bank building on Highway 371 next to the Holiday Station, with offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
The Pine River-Backus Tigers win 67-40 over the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Hibbing Chisholm is leading Northern Lakes. Just got the hockey score. It's a good one. 10:45 to go, third period. It is 2-1. The 14th ranked Lightning hanging right with the number 2 ranked Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets. So a good one going on in Breezy Point. Here, Pine River-Backus got the lead, pushed the lead in the first half, led by 23 at the half. Fairly even in the second half. I really like how Walker-Hackensack-Akeley fought. They continued to work extremely hard. I thought Pine River-Backus got a little lackadaisical at times, but they were definitely the superior team, so they didn't allow the Wolves to have any big comebacks. And the Tigers grabbed the win 67-40. Tigers go to 10-0 on the year, 5-0 in the conference, and 4-0 in section games. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley falls to 3-8 overall, 2-3 in the conference, and 1-3 in section contests. We have Jeremy DiGiovanni, head coach for the Wolves, already up here to join us. Just got to make sure that, my cord's hung up on something, Coach. Just give me a quick second here. There we go. It must have been caught on something. First of all, Coach, very hard-fought game. One of the things that I talked about in the second half that stuck with me that you had said was how hard your girls work. And despite the deficit, I loved how hard your girls worked in the second half. Take us through the halftime talk. You're down 23. Offense was really struggling. What you wanted to see in that second half?
Our theme going into the game in our pregame was to be relentless. No matter what the score was, play every possession relentlessly. We got a little worn down in the first half. We talked about a couple of adjustments we wanted to make, and then the last thing we talked about is go out, win the half, and play every possession relentlessly. And they did that. I think we forced them into making a few mistakes that maybe they didn't make in the first half because we were continuing to play with some intensity and heart.
Yep. No, absolutely. I think that was spot on. Unfortunately, in the first half especially, the things that both you and Tucker talked about, PRB's defense, creating turnovers, turning the turnovers into points. What's the biggest thing, especially with a young crew and a lot of young ball handlers, what's the biggest thing that you want to take from this game and continue to work with them on to learn and improve?
Slow down. Don't get into that frantic pace. There were times in the first half where, we're playing 100 miles an hour and we're not getting in the correct press break, or we break the press and we're not getting set into an offense, so we're not all five on the same page. And that was one of the other things we talked about at halftime was just work together to get into a press break, into an offense, so that we can actually try to run something and get a chance to score. And I think we did a better job of that in the second half. It just wasn't consistent enough. And that was what we just talked about at the end, is take the really good things that we've done in a game like this against a really good team and do those things more consistently.
11 games in, and one thing about how, with the way I see both teams play defense, and you talked to me a little bit before, you and Tucker both come from the Randy Schwegel school, and so there's a lot of there's a lot of aggressive defense, and at times there's a lot of physical defense. How do you feel your players, especially these young ones that have stepped into the major varsity roles, how have they handled the physical part of the varsity game?
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. I mean, I think there's, depending on the team we're playing or the personnel, it's a little eye-opening for them to get a hip check or an elbow here or there. But they don't back down either, and that's the thing I'm really proud of them about. It's adjusting to the speed of the game is the biggest thing, especially on defense. We just talked about offense. We want to slow down a little bit. On defense, we want to play as faster than the other team to take them out of their comfort zone. First half, PRB was playing 2 notches above us speed-wise, and we were behind everything. In the second half, I felt like we did a better job of trying to match that intensity.
Yeah, I would certainly agree. And then I do want to point out, McKenna Olschlager, with a tough offensive game in the first half, she really got into a groove in the second half. And what I really liked was, and I think some of that is that experience she has is, she can square up, she can hit shots quickly, and it looks like she can hit shots from all over the floor.
She can. For the first 3 years of her varsity career, she was pretty much an outside perimeter player.
Okay.
Because we had 2 posts that could control the paint and score inside. And so she's really in a different role this year, having to play more inside. We're trying to find some ways to get her out on the perimeter a little bit more, but just with, her size and her strength, we have to play her inside probably a little more than we would like. But as the game slowed down for us a little bit offensively in the second half, she was able to get some open shots, and she also took the ball up to the basket more aggressively, and that was something we discussed at halftime.
Well, I know you'll look forward to that rematch in February, but again, I really did like the fight your girls showed. It was very fun to watch that and watch them grind it out. Coach, congratulations on the hard-fought game. We certainly wish you the best of luck going forward.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Devin. Thank you very much.
Jeremy DiGiovanni, head coach for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. We'll let him go on. We'll see if we can get the PRB interviews, or we'll run down the stats. Whatever we have, we'll have it after this. It is a 67-40 to final. The Pine River-Backus Tigers, they get the win over the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. We'll be back with more right after this on KLKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division carries a wide variety of products, from bagged feeds to livestock equipment, bulk custom feeds, and they can assist you with all your farm and ranch needs with on-farm analysis for ration balancing, problem solving, and feed mixing. Lakes Community Co-op can help your bottom line with controlled feed costs and maximum production. For more information on the Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer and I work at Marvin. The highlight of my day would be working with my crew. I love managing, I enjoy interacting with people and making their job easier. We always tackle every problem head on and we work as a team. It's nice going to work and, feeling valued for what you do and just getting to know everyone, and you just make friends here. If you're looking for career development opportunities, competitive pay, come join me at Marvin.
Devin Kruger back with you. 67-40, the final. Pine River-Backus with a 10-0 start on the season. Let's take you through the final numbers of this one. I don't see the PRB folks that I need up here just yet, so we'll quickly go to our stats. Let's take a look at the team stats first. Turnovers, Pine River-Backus with 24. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley I had for 33. Rebounding, pretty close battle. Tigers 37-34 overall, 16-12 on the offensive glass in the second half. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley out-rebounded PRB on the offensive side of things, 9-6. From the free throw line, the Wolves had a lot of chances, 15 out of 23. The Tigers were 8 out of 14. Individually for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, we talked about McKenna Olschlager, 23 points. That was a game high. She had 16 in the second half, had 4 steals. 5 points for Addison Lissick, 4 points for Emily Freeman, 4 points, 5 steals for Claire Arnold, 2 points for Elena Freeman, and 2 points for Olivia Hagenson for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, one of the things Coach Shealy talked about, the balanced scoring they have makes them very tough to prepare for, very tough to stop. One girl they're really focusing on, you got 2-3 more that can cover the slack. PRB had 4 double-figure scores tonight. Sophomore Ella Brewer leads the way, 17 points, 11 in the first half. She also had 7 steals by my tally. 15 points, 4 assists, 3 steals for Sawyer Tulinchik. A dozen for Leah Eveland with 3 steals and a couple of assists. 12 for Mimi Bukers with a couple of assists, 5 for Kaylee Johnson with 4 assists and a couple of steals, and then 4 points, 4 steals, 2 assists, 2 blocks for Margaret Crimmins. The PRB Tigers go to 10-0. They get a 67-40 win over the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. We'll look for the post-game interviews for PRB with our post-game award winners and Coach Tucker Shealy when we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, KLKS Talk 100, and RJBroadcasting.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. prbschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stumper brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 43 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. And online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
We're going to bring you back here at Pine River-Backus High School. Devin Kruger with you as the PRB Tigers get the win 67-40. I found out that all of the award winners and Coach Shealy jetted out like immediately, which, I get it. There's family and all, but we do have one of the seniors that was here and came up to chat with us for the PRB Tigers, which I think is cool because it's a 10-0 start to the year as senior guard Kaylee Johnson is joining us. Coming into the year, and this is the first time, of course, I had the pleasure of seeing this team perform. So we knew the expectations were high. Did you kind of anticipate the start to be this strong?
I mean, us 5 starters have played together for 2 years now, and all of us seniors have played together since we were in first grade. So I think our connection is really there, and I think that's what's helping us the most this year. We're playing really good team ball, moving the ball a lot, and I think that's definitely helping to our strong start.
Coach Shealy pointed out, and again, it's one of those things that if you know this team, you're not surprised, is that on the offensive side, the weaponry you have is amazing because everybody can go off for double figures and then some on any given night. What kind of, with that connection and kind of knowing that, how much, I don't know if I'm using the right word, how much easier does that make to get in an offensive flow?
I think that makes it easier for us because teams don't know who to guard. It's helpful when all of us are able to score no like any kind of points, and it really makes the defense think of who they're going to stop and guard.
Well, let's flip it around, because we know a huge part of the success is the defensive side. Coming in, you're allowing less than 49 points a game. You keep the Wolves down to 40. This defense is tenacious, and we see sometimes it gets into some foul trouble, but it's really your style of game, and you've been playing it so long. Do you sense the frustration on other teams when you're really clamping down?
Oh, you can tell. Like, they just get so frustrated. They get frustrated in themselves and with each other, and I think us bringing that energy really helps.
Because you don't have a large bench. It's pretty much a 7-person rotation, but I kind of see how he mixes it up to try to keep legs pretty fresh. Again, with the experience factor in mind, Kaylee, do you guys give any signs? Do you say, all right, or do you just kind of have a set rotation of who's going out when, so that you kind of can get in your mindset of how long you have to grind before you get that little break?
It kind of depends on foul trouble.
That does definitely a factor.
I mean, normally within the first 5 minutes, our 2 girls will come off the bench and sub for anybody. But yeah, I mean, he just knows when to sub, and yeah.
With this start, obviously the bigger fish is at the end of the season, but has there been kind of a feeling of the momentum you've built and wanting to keep that momentum going in the positive direction through as long as you can?
Yeah, definitely. We know that we need to play good basketball now and the rest of the year to make it to that final weekend. We're going to try our best and just be confident all the way through.
Really nice win tonight at home. Certainly we'll look forward to seeing you and the other gals down the road. Kaylee, congratulations on the great win and an outstanding start, of course, to your senior campaign.
Thank you.
Kaylee Johnson joined us for the PRB Tigers. When we come back, we'll quickly name our post-game award winners, and we will wrap it up. 67-40, the final PRB over Walker-Hackensack-Akeley on KLKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
When you buy your propane from Lakes Community Co-op, you get the propane from the pro without the pain. The pro from Lakes Community Co-op starts with the service, monitoring systems, budget programs, online bill pay with additional services from Lakes Community Co-op. They set the tank, fill the tank, monitor and deliver propane as you need. Call 1-888-935-2281 to get propane to you from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
We are back here at Pine River-Backus High School. Devin Kruger here with you as the PRB Tigers go to 10-0 to start the year, defeating Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 67-40. Let's go through our post-game award winners. We'll start with our big deal of the game, and our big deal is brought to you by Matson Lumber in Nisswa, Donlinger Automotive in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Hills Auto and Tinting Solutions of Baxter, Atwater Chevrolet GMC in Aiken, the Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products of Brainerd, Wide's Major Appliance in Brainerd. Tonight's big deal, we're going to go with the sophomore Ella Brewer. 17 points, 11 in the first half. When the Tigers built the 23-point lead in the first half, she was a major piece with 6 steals to go along with 11 points. She was a huge catalyst for the Tigers building that lead in the first half. She is our big deal. Now to our Enbridge, I bring the Energy Player of the Game.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game is going to Margaret Crimmins, the junior. Coming off the bench, I thought she gave great energy. And again, it's a pretty much it's a 7-player rotation for the PRB Tigers. So everyone knows, like, when those girls come off the bench, they've got to have that same intensity as the starters, going after those loose balls, getting those hustle points, whatever you want to call it. And that's one thing I really liked what she did. Got a couple of buckets in the second half, ended up with 4 points, ended up with 4 steals, 2 assists, 2 blocks, all those little things. She's got a tall frame. She can get in there and rebound, and she definitely works hard, and that stands out to me a little bit. So that was one of the key things that I really liked that she brought to the table. And you can even tell that in the first half, they tried to get her a couple of buckets. The team was really cheering for her. She got those couple buckets in. She got the couple buckets in the second half. The team really loved it. She's obviously a grinding type player that they want to feed. They want to let her reap some rewards from all the hustle. Margaret Crimmins, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. And then on to our Hugo's Family Marketplace Pine River star of the game. Hugo's is where you can find it all and still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just 2 for $6. Visit them online for curbside pickup or delivery at PineRiverFamilyMarket.com. Tonight's star of the game, we're going to go with Sawyer Tulenchek. 15 points, 9 in the second half, 4 assists, 3 steals, even played with a little bit of foul trouble, stayed out there. She is about as intense as it gets. Again, a lot of these players for PRB, their hands are everywhere. They're flying around the floor. And, you see sometimes they get into some of that foul trouble. They have to be smart and not put themselves out of the game. Sawyer did a nice job of that tonight, staying intense, still very aggressive, caused a couple of jump balls, even with 3 fouls. And I think Coach Tucker Sheely probably cringes a little bit, but she gets the job done. A very intense player and was, again, one of the key leaders that we see game in and game out for the PRB Tigers. Those are our award winners, and that, my friends, is our broadcast for tonight as you see the empty gym on the YourLiveEvent.com screen. 67-40 the final. The Tigers go to 10-0. The Wolves fall to 3-8. Coming up next, the Wolves will take on Park Center on Saturday. The Tigers have a big section matchup. They're on opposite sides of the section, but still a big section matchup as the Tigers travel to Bram on Tuesday. For all of us at YourLiveEvent.com and KLKS Talk 100, I am Devin Kruger. Thank you for joining us again. A huge thanks to our advertisers and sponsors. Without them, we're not able to bring you the action here tonight. Please drive safely if you're out traveling. Join us next time. And for all of us, we bid you a good Thursday night. Finally, Friday tomorrow, tune into the Wake the Lakes Morning Show on KLKS. Check out rjbroadcasting.com for the upcoming schedule. Have a great night, folks. I'm Devin Kruger. Let's do this again.